So you're stuck working from home. Now what? Feeling unproductive? Unmotivated? Unfocused? Is being cooped up indoors making you feel isolated, foggy-brained, on the verge of an existential crisis? I've been working from home for years now, and I say working from home because typically when I work from home, I'm actually going to cafes, libraries, friends' houses. So I'm going out into the world to do my work on my laptop. But in case you haven't heard, there is a pandemic across the planet Earth, and it is forcing some of us to be quarantined in our houses. So basically, we can't leave. This kind of lifestyle can get pretty isolating, unstimulating, and just plain irritating. Here are some of the things that I do to combat all of that. I enjoy signs of life. So basically going to a coffee shop, being able to hear porcelain mugs clinking up and having conversations going on around me, maybe some chill hop playing, all of those things, that ambiance, it really helps me to stay on task. So one of the things that I do is when I am stuck at home, I will look up ambiance tracks on YouTube. So there's a plethora of tracks available. So many different tracks. We've got libraries, we've got trains, we've got coffee shops, we got offices. So basically anything that you feel will make you feel kind of like you are surrounded by your people. There's something like that on YouTube. And sometimes I will play that, and then on the side, I will play a little bit of music at a lower volume that's a little bit not distracting, but it gives me the feeling that I'm really immersed in this environment. So maybe that's something that you can look into, and maybe it'll help you to not feel so isolated. When you get up in the morning, actually get up. Get out of bed. Even if you don't have to commute to go to work, you still have work to do. So act like it. So if that's waking up in the morning, showering, getting dressed, having breakfast, doing a workout, whatever it is that you normally would do if you had to leave, get in a transport and go somewhere else to work, do those exact things, even if you are just walking 10 feet to go to your desk that you have in your room or your living room. Get dressed. Actually get dressed like as if you were gonna leave the house, because if you are wearing your loungewear all day, you're sending your brain the wrong message, and it's gonna think that you are just relaxing and not take this seriously. Move! Because you aren't around people and you don't have your boss around, it can get super easy to just sit in front of your computer for a super duper long time. If you don't have access to a gym or can't go out for a walk, you might want to look into doing an online workout at home. So one option for this is GMB Fitness. There's obviously a bunch of them, but GMB Fitness is really great because they have online courses and workshops, and you can track your progress and you don't even need any equipment. So this is really awesome for me because I don't like owning a lot of things, and just it makes things really practical, and there's just no excuse to not do it. Plus they make it super fun and easy, so it doesn't feel like I'm working out or doing exercise. So maybe looking into something like that might be something that would be worth it to you. If anything, there are a ton of apps and a ton of videos online that you can look up and just follow a workout routine. The point is, get out of your chair and move every once in a while. You definitely do not want to get comfortable with this sedentary lifestyle. Schedule out your day by using the block method. Make sure that all of your tasks are separated into blocks of 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 60 minutes. You break up each task into these blocks. This is all depending on how long you think each separate task will take. If you feel like you need extra help doing this, then let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll make a separate video talking about exactly how to do this and learn how to do this. Basically, you want to do this method because it'll help you to stay on task while still allowing your schedule to be flexible. Take breaks whenever you get a chance to. And not only that, but schedule in your breaks. One thing that people don't account for when working from home is that they will actually work out more is that they will actually work more than they need to and then eventually suffer burnout. So it's really, really important to be able to schedule those little blocks of time where you can take some time off. Usually if you're working in an office or if you're working with a team of people, you will often be interrupted by these people, either by your boss telling you to do something or your coworker telling you something, and it could last like 2 seconds or 2 minutes, but those little breaks will actually help you throughout the day so that you don't burn out. One thing that you can also do is reach out to a friend that you haven't talked to in a while or a family member and ask them if they'd like to Skype or FaceTime sometime soon. Now, this might seem counterproductive because you're not working, but connecting with other people will, in the long term, help with your mental health and your stability, and eventually will also contribute towards your productivity and your motivation. Get some sun. This one might be a little bit challenging depending on your situation and where you live, but something that I like to do is from my apartment, I actually have this really big window here that faces the sun at around like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun is really shining brightly into this room. So I like to open the window and I'll just stand there for a little bit and I'll just look out, and I mean, there's not really too much to see. It's basically just like standing there on the window and then just getting a little bit of vitamin D. So definitely it does help with your productivity because, well, the sun is great. So I mentioned scheduling already, but it doesn't help to have a schedule if you don't stick to it. So how do you stick to it? This is what this whole video is about, Romina. One thing that I love to do is setting up rewards for myself. So definitely put in time to reward yourself. Time that you will take to either watch a movie, a TV show, or read something, or draw, or just do something that you enjoy, that you can do by yourself, that is a hobby, maybe play the guitar, anything that kind of takes away from doing work. So when you are scheduling, you see the opportunities, you see all of these empty time slots and how you can fill them with all the things and goals and amazing things that you want to do in your life. But don't do that. Don't fill up your schedule with only work. Also schedule in those breaks that I mentioned earlier and time that you will take to do specific things that are rewards. So for instance, when I first wake up in the morning, I usually start off my day with breakfast and a little bit of Star Trek. So these 2 items are rewards for me to get the day started and get me motivated so that I start off the day on the right foot. And then at the end of the day, when I've completed a lot of things and I feel really awesome, then I'll finish the day by watching a little bit of Star Trek, and I can relax and dream about this amazing world of Star Trek. I mean, obviously I do other things, but you get the idea. Lastly, create a space that you enjoy being in. So this might be a little bit challenging, again, given the situation, but it is super important not only to create a space that is free of distraction, that's what everyone says, but also full of inspiration. So you'll see that my desk here is pretty much free from distraction. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, this desk was actually quite a mess earlier this morning because I had a bunch of papers and hard drives and stuff like that. I'm not talking about like clean, like being organized, but I am talking about having a space that you just love to be around, because even with all of the mess that I had, I just love this space because I love my desk, and I have my little, I have woolly mammoth here, I have dinosaurs, I've got all sorts of things that just kind of, they make me happy, you know? And I feel comfortable here. They keep me on task and I feel inspired. So when I am looking away from the computer or phone or whatever it is that I'm doing that's work, I'm looking at stuff that makes me happy and makes me want to keep going and keep working. And that's it. I hope that you get some stuff done with this video. And by the way, I released a course about productivity and organization, which I just haven't announced anywhere except for on Twitter. Whoops. Anyway, if you want to know some more about my productivity course, then ask me in the comments or check out the link that I've put in the description of this video. Make it so.